Hi there folks, welcome to Dunsy's Guitar World. Now I did a cover of this, must have been about 2 years ago, which will be, I think is up this side, and I never got around to doing a lesson, so today I'm going to do a lesson for Pan Am Highway Blues by ZZ Top from the album Tejas. I'm told it's pronounced Tejas. Probably my favourite ZZ Top album. I guess there's so many good songs on this. Now I said in the cover version I did that the solo in this particular song, much like all the stuff on this album, and I guess all the early ZZ albums, is that every song, studio version, has like 3 guitar tracks. Billy seems to split them up. Stereo, left, left and right, and down the middle have all got slightly different sounds as well. And it's like economy, he uses economy, he plays the best guitar parts economically, if you know what I mean. So the solo has 3 different parts going on. There's like the main part, a harmony, and like a slide part as well. Now there's a link which I'll try and find again, which I'll post below. It's very hard to find a live version of this song. This album was released way back in, when was it released, Dunsy? 1976. I was just a lad in 1976, so it's hard to find a live version of this song, but even on the live version Billy's not playing what he does in the studio. So much like all my guitar lessons and my covers, this is simply how I play it. I'm not in any way, shape or form claiming that this is 100% correct in how to play this song, but it is how I play it. If you want to know how to play it properly, you probably need to ask the Reverend Billy G. On with the lesson. So the song starts like this. Now what that is the 3rd fret of the bottom E string, and then the open D and G strings. Move your finger down to the 2nd fret of the E string, again play the open D and G. Then it's the open E string, this time you play the 2nd fret of the D string and the open B. Finish with a C. I think he just plays these 2 notes, just the 3rd fret of the A string and the 2nd fret of the D string. So the whole thing together goes like this. Change the camera angle so you can see what I'm doing. So it's the 3rd fret of the bottom E string, the G note, and the open D and G strings. Down to the 2nd fret of the E string and the open D and G. And the 3rd one is open E, 2nd fret of the D and the open B string. Finish with the C. Slowly. One more time. Into the verse part. Now the notes for the next part are the 5th fret of the A string, D note, and the 7th fret of the A string, and E note, and the open E string as a pedal tone. I'll play it slowly. Again. So you're effectively keeping your, I use my first finger, like your pointer finger, I use that finger there, keep it there all the time, just keep it rooted there, and then you're hammering on and pulling off from the 7th fret of the A string. Stop on the E, so you do that whole thing 4 times. So I'll play it up to speed. then into the main verse chords. So the main verse is around an A pedal tone, so you're keeping that 5th string going. Now the chords are, the first one is the 7th fret of the D string, the 9th fret of the G string, and the 8th fret of the B string. So the chord is this. So it's the open A string, then the 7th fret of the D, 9th fret of the G, 8th fret of the B. So the chord is this. Reminiscent of AC/DC. So it's open A and then play that like this. Da, da, da. Try and get the picking hand in as well. So it's the open A, then that chord 3 times. And then down to an A chord. So play those 2 parts together. So remember, you're using a pedal tone on the open A string. Then when you get to the A, quickly pull those notes off and you kind of rake across the open A, D and G strings. Hammer back onto the A chord. Like a quick movement that. And then this next chord, open A string, 4th fret of the D string, 2nd fret of the G string, and the 3rd fret of the B string. Again, I've got a better angle on that. So it's open A, 4th fret of the D, 2nd fret of the G, 3rd fret of the B. Play that 3 times. Back to the A. So I'll play that all together. Again. Then it's the open E string, just single notes. Hammer onto the 3rd fret of the E string and then over to the 2nd fret of the D string, that E note. Back to the chords again. The next part is just around a D 12 bar chord. Think status quo here. And it's quite staccato as well. Finishing with an A, those single notes again, but this time it's the open A string, hammer onto the 3rd fret of the A string, over to the 2nd fret of the G, that A note. So I'll play it slowly and then I'll explain it more. Finishes on an E. So I'll zoom in a bit. So that 12 bar D part is the open D string, 2nd fret of the G. Then you're hammering on to the 4th fret of the G, 5th fret of the G, back to the 4th fret of the G, but keeping the D going as a pedal tone. As I say, it's quite staccato. Then this. So it's open A, hammer onto the 3rd fret of the A string, over to the 2nd fret of the G. Back to the D chord again. So I'll play that all together up to that point, because then we're getting close to the solo. So intro up to where we were there. And all the way around again. Solo. Like I said, live, Billy doesn't do the studio version, so this is kind of what I cobbled together. This seems to be the main part of what he's playing in the studio, and it seems to be almost what he's playing live. So the underlying chord tones are, first part is over A, second part is over D. So it's the 9th fret of the G string, bend it up and hold the bend, and then catch the 10th fret of the B. And then these double stops, it sounds to me like the 11th fret of the D and the 9th fret of the G. Twice. And then over to the 9th fret, still on the 9th fret of the G, but it goes down to the 8th fret of the B. Put those two parts together slowly. And it moves the whole thing up 5 frets because the bass and the underlying note changes from A to D. So you're up on the 14th fret, bend that one up, 14th fret of the G string, bend up a full tone and then catch the 15th fret of the B. Same pattern as you did here, but just moved up 5 frets. And this time it's the 16th fret of the D and the 14th fret of the G twice. Stay on the 14th fret of the G and the 13th fret of the B. Back down to the 9th fret, what you played the first time, 9th fret of the G. Move up again. Then back to the hammer-on and pedal tone on the E. Move around a bit so you can see that. Back to the verse again. Then there's another solo as well, and it finishes on exactly the same part you began the song with. So there you have it, Pan Am Highway Blues from the album Tejas, Tejas by ZZ Top, released way back in 1976, and just my interpretation of the absolutely fantastic guitar tracks as played by Billy Gibbons. Like I said, he seems to do at least three tracks on every song on the studio albums, and it really is, it's just the way he mixes the sounds of the guitar tracks. And you know, like if he's playing a chord sequence, he'll do bits on different sides of the stereo spectrum, just that sort of meshes together, just like, you know, when you listen to it in headphones you think, how's he doing all that? And yet when you see them live you never really notice any difference. It just sounds brilliant. He's a master of just using the exact right amount of guitar required to make a song sound great. As ever, it's a privilege and a pleasure bringing you content on Dunsy's Guitar World. Cheers for now.